Hey guys, Canoopsy here, and you may be wondering why you're looking at a Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, you've probably already seen the title right up above, or actually it would be down below, but we're going to be looking at not just any Samsung Galaxy S5, but actually a knockoff of the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, there's a story behind this phone because I actually went out to purchase it because it was a pretty good price. I'm like, okay, I can resell it because I like to buy and sell phones because it's very easy. Like it's an easy way to get like a bit of profit here and there. So maybe $100, $200. So I went out to with the intention of buying the phone for the price that the guy had it listed at, and to sell it at like $100 more. So I bought it off of Kijiji, which is like Craigslist in the U.S. basically. So basically, you'd go out, meet a guy somewhere, meet him at his house, give him the money, and then you can take the phone. And I recently encountered a different fake of the Samsung Galaxy S5, and I was easily able to tell that it was fake. So I went out and bought this phone. I'm like, okay, this looks very legit, and everything was working pretty well, but my stupidity didn't exactly look at some of the certain key features. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the key features of this fake phone that makes it fake compared to the real one, if that makes any sense. And also, excuse the band-aid, it blends in very well with the pattern on the back. If it was me, I wouldn't exactly buy it off the internet, like such as a source like eBay or whatever, because you don't actually get to test out the phone. So the one thing with eBay though is you can get a refund a lot easier. The guy that I was in contact with, he does not have his email address anymore, and he does not respond to any more of my emails. So basically, I'm out of luck unless I'm able to contact the police. So you really want to test out the phone before you actually purchase it. And I paid a lot of money for this, so I really did get ripped off. And it's not just like $100, it's like easy to replace. It was a lot of money. So you can take a look at it. It looks just like a real Galaxy S5. You can see that there's no like really fake defining features, but there actually is if you look at the back. We're going to go through each of the small little details here. Starting off at the front, it looks just like a real Samsung Galaxy S5. One small detail is that the home button is pretty cheap feeling. You can kind of hear it rattling when you click on it a little bit. It feels very, very cheap and plasticky, and you can even move it around a little bit too. It just feels like a very, very cheap home button compared to the real one. The biggest feature for me is if you look at the very back over here, you can kind of see that in there is the flash, and then there's the heart rate sensor right back there as well. So over here on this side of the screen where it's empty, I'm going to be showing off what the actual back is supposed to look like when you have the heart rate sensor and everything. So I'm going to be comparing the two right over here. And you can kind of see that the real one doesn't have these two little blue dots, and the flash looks completely different. The flash on the fake one looks just like a little small sticker compared to the real one, which actually looks like there's a flash module inside of it. So also at the back you have the Samsung logo, which is kind of illegal for the company to do because making a branded phone is an illegal thing to do basically, because they don't have the rights to using the logo. There's different variations that actually do not have the Samsung logo. It'll say like Goo Phone, it'll have the Goo Phone logo, but it says Samsung, so you want to watch out for that on the back of the phone. Everything else, just looking at it at first glance, it does look pretty real. Just everything just looks exactly how a real one would look. It feels just like the same weight as a real one, and the same thinness as well. It's not like much thicker. It's just very, very thin. The camera protrudes just like on the real one. There's not much to go off of unless you look at the back right over there at the sensors and the flash. So turning on the phone, this is when some more details of the actual fakeness come out. Number one, the home screen looks, or the lock screen looks just like how a real one would look. It has the same kind of color vibrancy, and I'm very surprised on how good the screen quality actually is. It's bright, it's vibrant, it doesn't look fake at all. One thing you might want to test out though is pushing in the screen, kind of like that. I'm going to go back to here, and if you kind of look closely while I'm pushing in the screen, it's very cheap looking. You can just instantly push in the screen and it will definitely go in. that's not what you'd see on a premium quality phone like the real one, or like an iPhone, or like an HTC phone or whatever. You just don't see those kind of things on real phones where you push on the screen and it completely goes all weird. Back to the lock screen again. Let's go back there. Back to the lock screen, you can kind of see that the font was going to be a little bit different than the real one, but that's not really a huge feature. For the camera, you can kind of select, it's a little bit more difficult to select, but you select the camera and you would slide up. Oh, I think I got it. It's very, very slow to respond, but there, oh, it just quit itself. Do that again for you real quickly there. So sliding up the camera from the bottom is a little bit more difficult, and it takes a couple seconds to completely load. But you got the camera on, and it looks fine right now until you bring in like an object such as this little computer, or just any type of object. On camera, the quality does look pretty good down here because I am shooting with some professional studio lights. But when you actually take the picture, it doesn't look that good. The camera is supposed to be 16 megapixels on the real Samsung Galaxy S5, but on here it is about like 3 megapixels or 5 megapixels, so it's not exactly what it should be. Now going on to the actual home screen, it is pretty smooth. Like there's no actual lag. Like everything works as quickly as the real one would work. Everything is just very, very smooth, and overall, it, on first glance with testing it out, it looks and feels like a real Samsung Galaxy S5. So I'm not sure why it's doing that right there, but it does work and feel like a real S5. Some of the main features you will want to check out, and these are really the only kind of things you really need to look at, and then you'll instantly know that it's fake, are the two main features of the S5, which are very, very costly for the actual fake manufacturers to get, is the fingerprint scanner, which is located underneath the home button, not on the fake one, and also the heart rate sensor. So they're obviously going to be fake on the fake phone because it's a little bit more expensive to make. What you can do to test these things out is you can go, we're going to do the heart rate sensor one first, you go to your applications, and then either go to S Health, or you can go to heart rate. Now, this looks just like the actual S Health application type of thing, and yeah, you may get tricked when you turn the thing on. The flash will come on instead of the actual heart rate sensor. On the real one, it will flash red. On this one, the flash will just turn on. It looks like it's flashing red. One thing here is if I actually put it on the table, you can see that it's still sensing heart rate even though my finger isn't even on it. And it actually does have some predetermined heart rates. Like I've noticed it goes 72, 73, 92, and 84. Those are like the main heart rates that you can test out here. So I was tricked into doing this because I actually put my finger onto the thing and tested it out just like that. So I did this, and I put my finger on here thinking, oh, okay, that's pretty real. It does the whole red thing. But if you remove it, it still keeps going even though your finger is not there. Put it back on, whatever. It looks pretty real. Another little thing you want to test out here is the fingerprint scanner, because that is one of the new features of the S5 which many other phones do not have. So you want to go to your settings, and you want to go down to security, and then to where it says screen lock over here. So you just want to click that, and if you look over here, it says Fingerprint Unlock, just like on the real one. So you want to just tap that, and then on the real one, it'll be giving you step by step, like a little animation here with your instructions on how to do it. It'll show a little finger going on top of the home button and then sliding off. On here, it's just a still image. So what you can do is they want you to swipe down over top of the home button, like so, like on the real one. But what I've noticed is that if you just tap the little thing over here, it will automatically sense without even touching the home button, because there's no actual fingerprint sensor underneath here. So you can just keep tapping it close to the bottom, obviously, right there. Now go back to your lock screen, and as you can see, if I just tap this over here, I scan this finger in, my index finger, and if I swipe down here, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't even tell you that it's wrong. It just barely ever works, but it recognizes it, as you can see. But here's the thing. So I scan in this finger, and if I use any other finger or I use anything at all, it will read that it's sensed. So you don't even have to put it over the home button. You can just simply tap the bottom of the screen, close to the bottom, and it will be able to read it. So basically, to conclude this video, I just want to wrap up everything I've been saying here, and the main message is to test out everything before you buy it. Check out all the defining features like a fingerprint scanner, like the camera, like the heart rate sensor in this case. Test out every single thing before you buy it, and don't rush. Make sure you be thorough. You're buying a phone, you gotta be very thorough about these things. Unfortunately, I was scammed into buying it, and I will try to get the police involved in order to get my money back, and if not, then I'll have to make do with this phone. So if this video was helpful or interesting, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.